Howdy, today I'll be showing how I fix a leak under a bathroom sink, or frankly, any sink that has a P-trap. This video has special meaning to me because dating back to 2018 when I bought my first home, this was my first DIY project that I did. Initially, I was petrified because I hadn't done any plumbing-like projects previously. And yes, I struggled badly at first. Fast forward to today, and across all my investment properties that I own and manage, I've done this project on well over 10 sinks, which has saved me roughly over $1,500. You should consider doing work underneath your sink when you have a leak, of course, or when no matter what you've tried, the sink isn't draining well, or when you see these flexible P-traps. Never find yourself having these in your house. It's a sure guarantee that they will clog and leak much faster than any other product. Once you've decided that this work needs to be done, I've learned that there are a few types of situations you'll encounter. Starting with the easiest, scenario one is where there are no new parts needed, limiting the work to unassembling the existing P-trap and putting it back together at the end. This is great when cleaning out the pipe or retrieving something that's gone down the drain. Scenario number two is at a medium difficulty. It's when you have to buy a new P-trap kit and a vertical extender pipe, installing them to the existing waste connector pipe. This may be needed if you have one of those flexible P-traps. And scenario number three, a complete rework. Repiping the Westline connector, installing a new pop-up stopper, and connecting everything together along with the P-trap. I do this when it's evident that the home hasn't had any work done in years and is due for a renovation. In this video, I'll be doing scenario numero 3. Going through the worst case will position you better than showing the easy scenarios. And for this scenario, we will need more supplies compared to if we were doing an easier scenario. I've provided links to all of these materials in the video's description below for you all. We'll start with a painter's multi-purpose tool. This is a do-it-yourself must-have. We'll also need an oscillator tool, a 5-quart bucket, and for bathrooms, a 1 1/4 inch P-trap kit. For kitchens, however, a 1 1/2 inch P-trap kit is preferred. Tool number 5, we'll also need the same size vertical extension tube. We'll also need a sink drain stopper, and as well as a pipe primer and cement. Note, this will differ based on the pipe type you have. If you see a black pipe, that's ABS, and you'll need an ABS cement. If you see a white plastic pipe, you'll need CPVC or PVC primer and cement. And the last thing we need is a PVC DWV trap adapter. Now, the high-level steps I'll be performing are turning off the water using the water valves, removing the existing drain stopper and all pipes underneath the sink, cutting the existing ABS pipe near the wall but with some still sticking out, gluing the trap adapter, putting in the new drain stopper, dry fitting the new P-trap kit and extension tube, cutting the parts as needed, and lastly installing the P-trap and testing out for any leaks. Alright, let's get to it. Here I'm struggling removing this flexible extension tube. The reason these are used is because it's easier to put together when things don't perfectly align together. But the problem is that due to the curves, it clogs very easily and over time will break down, causing leaks. But after enough persistence, I managed to get it removed. Next, I try to remove the ABS P-trap using a plumber's wrench. This sucker was also on very tight. However, once removed, I don't show me using the oscillating tool, but I do cut the ABS pipe close to the wall. I ended up making 2 cuts. One to remove the elbow that connected the P-trap, and the last one to remove the coupling, and this is the final result. Alright, up next we got to glue our trap adapter that will allow connecting the PVC P-trap kit to the waste connector pipe. What we'll end up doing is applying the primer to the inside of the adapter and around the ABS pipe, followed swiftly by applying the cement around the primer. Now, before starting, I loosened the lid from both the primer and the cement. I also dry fit this adapter to the ABS pipe, making sure that it fits. Now, I'm going to apply both the primer and the cement. Brace yourself. This stuff has a very strong odor. It can also get messy and stain. So I recommend to put down a tarp or cloths to avoid staining your vanity. Once I put on the adapter, the cement instruction says to apply pressure around 30 seconds to ensure that the cement makes a strong hold. Next step is putting in the new drain stopper. I forgot to record the removal of the previous drain stopper, so apologies for that. I really like these clicker drains because I don't have to worry about installing the rod that would normally open and close the drain. I also like this product because it doesn't need plumber's putty nor silicone caulk. It has a built-in washer that creates a watertight seal when tightened by hand. When unpacking it, the first thing to do is to unscrew the base and remove the washers. Remember the order of these three pieces, as we'll put them back in order once we slide the drain in. As I tighten this, apologies for the poor visibility. Note that if not tightened hard enough, it will leak from right below the sink. If over tightened with a tool, however, the washer will break and you will also face leaks. So go ahead and hand tighten with both hands. Next step, dry fitting the PVC P-trap kit and the extension tube. The purpose of dry fitting is to find where, if any, cuts are required. The kit comes with two pipes, the P-trap and the long one that goes inside the trap adapter. There will also be two nuts and two washers. The first one I put in is the long pipe, first sliding the nut with the threaded side facing towards the wall. The second one I put in is the extension tube. And lastly, the P-trap. At this point, the nuts and washers don't need to be on, since I'm just looking to see how much of the extension tube and the long tube I need to cut. All right, it's cutting time. I like to start on a slow speed to make an indentation to avoid it slipping all over them, followed up by slowly rotating the pipe and increasing the speed until I complete the cut. With our parts cut to size, it's time to put the puzzle together. First, the long pipe. This one will have two nuts and a washer. The first nut I slide with the threads facing down. Then I slide the second nut with the thread facing towards the wall, followed by the washer with the wider part facing towards the nut. Next, onto the drain stopper pipe. I put a nut with the threads facing down, followed by the washer with the wider part on top. Next, onto the extension tube. Slide a nut with the threads facing down, followed by a washer with the wider part pointing towards the nut. I slide the extension tube into the drain stopper pipe and screw the nut. Time to put on the P-trap. Start by putting the extension tube inside the P-trap and move around the long tube until they fit in well, screwing the nut to tighten together the long tube and the P-trap. This connection doesn't have a washer and is the reason why it's the most prone to leaks, so be sure that it's well connected. Then tighten the nut connecting the extension tube with the P-trap. Then tighten the nut connecting the long tube with the trap adapter. Only hand tighten all these nuts. If over tightened, the washer might break and cause leaks. The last step is to run water, making sure that there are no leaks. It's best to let the water accumulate and then open the drain to test for leaks. Now, if you found this video informative, please consider liking, sharing, or subscribing to my YouTube channel for more content on do-it-yourself projects, real estate, finance, and technology topics. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time.